Hello, my name is Ania Kolbuszewska. Welcome to my series on successful conflict management. In the past few videos, we have talked about two very important issues which are related to conflict: relationship between the sides of conflict and goals that each side has. A third key factor which we haven't talked about yet is relative power of the conflict sides. When faced with conflict, we very often resort to our default or dominant response, which has been shaped by a large number of factors: our personality, temperament, habits, culture, gender, social intelligence, formal training, socioeconomic status, parental and peer influence, etc., etc. However, this default response can be changed to a more appropriate response if we take the time and the trouble to analyze the situation by asking three simple questions. Question number one: how important is the other side for me? And this is of course a question about my relationship with the other side. Do I want or need to continue the relationship or not? Question number two: are they with me or against me? And this is a question about goals. Do we have cooperative or shared goals, or are our goals and needs which are behind these goals contradictory or competing? And finally, am I more or less powerful than the other side, or are we equals? And this is of course a question about power distribution. Remember that in conflict, you do not actually need more power than the other party in order to get your needs met and the conflict resolved. What you need is leverage. And your leverage is the other party's stake in your satisfaction with the solution. Of course, the other party has some leverage with you as well. To move through a conflict, you really need to understand the stakes for both parties. In his excellent book, Making Conflict Work, Harnessing the Power of Disagreement, Peter Coleman analyzes 7 most common situations in facing conflict based on the interplay of these 3 factors: power, relationship, and goals. He also presents the most effective responses which lead to either preventing conflict or to a positive resolution of conflict. Choosing the most effective response is sometimes referred to as conflict intelligence. I'll give you 2 examples. In the first situation, which Coleman calls independence, you have a very low or completely absent need for a relationship with the other side. Now, if this is the case, questions about shared goals and about power distribution are no longer relevant. If you don't need to or want to uphold the relationship, you can simply walk away from conflict. The second example I would like to give you, Coleman calls cooperative development. This is the kind of relationship which exists between a pilot and a co-pilot of a plane, with you being the co-pilot. In this situation, you have less power than the other side. You have cooperative goals with the other side, and your relationship with the pilot is obviously one you want to cultivate. An appropriate response to conflict in cooperative dependence is cultivated support. What does it mean? It means encouraging the sharing of power through building a relationship which involves reciprocal influence and gain. In other words, building a good, solid relationship before conflict flares up to create the right conditions for the conflict to be resolved to your satisfaction. On a purely practical level, this involves active listening, actively seeking clarification of any dispute that arises, and making every attempt to cooperate. The tactics that you could use could be, for example, bringing several solutions to a problem at hand. In this way, you provide the person in power with multiple options to choose from. And first and foremost, do unto authority as you would have authority do unto you. In other words, give what you would like to receive. In any situation that you find yourself, try to analyse these three factors and their interplay as early as possible. This way, you will be better equipped to prevent conflict, and when it does arise, you will be better prepared to handle it well. Next time, we'll look at the all-important skill of active listening, which plays an absolutely crucial role in successful conflict resolution. Until then, thanks for watching and see you soon.